outdoor wall tapestry ideas to transform your patio and garden into a stylish oasis. In the discipline of architectural design, there exists a principle I often return to. Every vertical plane is an invitation. An invitation to define space, to express personality, to turn the ordinary into the extraordinary. When we step into a garden or onto a patio, our eyes are naturally drawn to the ground, the lush textures of grass, the symmetry of paving stones, the scattered blooms of seasonal flowers. Yet, the walls that enclose us, those upright surfaces of brick, wood or stone, hold an equally potent potential. They are not merely boundaries, they are canvases, and in the hands of a thoughtful designer, they become storytellers. One of the most captivating ways to bring these vertical canvases to life is through the language of fabric. Specifically, the use of outdoor tapestries, textiles engineered not only for beauty, but for resilience under the open sky. Imagine a bare fence transformed into a mosaic of colour and form. A brick wall softened into elegance by layers of woven pattern, a garden enclosure wrapped in art, inviting the eye and soothing the soul. The magic lies in the selection. An outdoor tapestry is more than mere decoration. It is an atmospheric device. The patterns you choose whisper to visitors about your sensibilities, your travels, your inspirations. A Moroccan lattice can speak of faraway markets scented with saffron and rosewater. A minimalist linen panel can echo the serene restraint of Japanese gardens. A bohemian mandala can pulse with earthy vitality, as though it grew from the soil itself. Consider scale. On a small patio where every inch matters, a tapestry becomes a masterstroke. A single large panel can zone without the burden of bulky furniture or partition walls. Place it behind a bistro set, and suddenly you have a dining room in the open air, complete with atmosphere. The palette can whisper or shout, cream, sage, terracotta. These blend seamlessly with nature's greens and browns. Deep indigo, sunset orange, or forest green. These ignite contrast, pulling focus with dramatic intensity. Texture plays its role as well. A macrame weave that sways lightly in the breeze offers not just visual beauty, but movement, a reminder that the space is alive. A tightly woven canvas suggests permanence and shelter, grounding the composition. When the sunlight filters through loosely woven fibers, it paints shifting patterns on the floor, turning the patio into a living light installation. In the garden, tapestries become framing devices. Behind a stone bench, they compose a tranquil vignette, the seat now a stage for reflection. Near a fountain, they gather the elements, water, fabric, air, into harmony. Suspended from rustic beams, they can shield from sun and wind, offering both comfort and compositional balance. In these moments, function and form do not merely coexist, they embrace. Themes deepen the story. A classical motif, olive branches, amphorae, Grecian scrolls, transports you to a Mediterranean courtyard. Tropical foliage in bold scale conjures a Balinese resort. Earth-dyed patchworks speak of craft and heritage, pairing effortlessly with weathered wood, clay pots, and climbing ivy. Your choice of tapestry becomes an architectural signature, distinct as the lines of a facade or the rhythm of a colonnade. And then the seasons. The beauty of textile in the outdoor realm is its fluidity. In spring, pale linens capture the lightness of new blooms. In summer, airy cottons ripple under warm breezes. Autumn invites heavier weaves in rust, gold, and deep wine, textures that echo the harvest. With each rotation, your space renews itself, avoiding the stasis of fixed decoration. But in design, beauty must marry durability. In an outdoor tapestry, the fabric must resist not only fading, but the fatigue of wind and rain. Polyester blends, acrylic-coated canvas, UV-treated fibers, these are the building blocks of longevity. Installation matters too. Secure mounts that defy gusts, removable fixtures for storage in extreme weather. Maintenance is simple yet essential. A soft brush or a damp cloth will keep the fibers vibrant, the patterns sharp. Ultimately, these fabric walls do more than fill space. They bridge the tangible with the emotional. They craft intimacy in the open and elegance from the everyday. As an architect, I see them not as accessories, but as integral strokes in the composition of an outdoor living environment. They allow us to dream beyond stone and timber, to write our stories in thread and pattern, and to create places where nature and human craft meet in harmonious conversation. When we speak of outdoor design, we are truly speaking of the choreography of space. Every angle, every surface, every texture becomes a note in a composition, one that must be played with precision and intention. A wall, for instance, is not only a boundary but a backdrop. It is the horizon of a room without a roof. It can be silent and blank, or it can sing. The tapestry is the voice. When chosen carefully, it speaks in tones that resonate with both the architecture of the home and the rhythms of nature. I often encourage clients to think of these textiles as layers of atmosphere. Just as a painter primes a canvas before committing to colour, the tapestry prepares the space for the life that will be lived within it. Its hues and forms set expectations. Do we enter a place of calm reflection or vibrant celebration? Imagine walking into a garden where a linen panel, pale as morning light, frames a single olive tree. The fabric hangs with measured precision, every fold deliberate. It does not demand your attention, yet you cannot ignore the quiet grace it imparts. Now contrast that with a patio where a bold geometric print stretches across an entire wall, its colours echoing the sunset. Here the energy is unmistakable. This is a space for conversation, for gatherings that extend into the night. Placement is a discipline in itself. A tapestry too high loses intimacy, too low and it crowds the eye. I find the sweet spot is where the centre meets the natural sightline when seated, allowing the design to envelop rather than hover. When suspended from beams, the bottom edge should flirt with movement, just enough clearance for the breeze to animate it without entanglement. This interplay of stillness and motion is vital. It reminds us that the outdoors is alive. That design must accommodate the language of wind, sun, and shadow. Material selection extends beyond mere resistance to weather. Acrylic-coated canvases hold colour like a memory, unwavering under months of sun. Polyester blends drape with controlled elegance, neither too stiff nor too yielding. For those seeking texture, woven synthetics mimic the irregularities of natural fibre while offering far superior endurance. The goal is always the same: to preserve the artistic intent through seasons of change. Lighting transforms these pieces in ways that daytime alone cannot reveal. At dusk, a tapestry becomes a stage backdrop, its patterns illuminated by warm-up lights or concealed LEDs. Shadows from nearby foliage overlay the design, creating new compositions that shift with every breeze. In moonlight, pale fabrics glow softly, while darker tones dissolve into mystery. This is where the architect's vision must anticipate not just the static object, but the evolving spectacle it becomes under nature's own hand. Function often guides form. A tapestry positioned behind a dining table outdoors does more than please the eye. It defines the perimeter, contains the energy of the gathering, and in some cases, tempers the wind. One hung across a pergola beam can temper harsh sunlight without the heaviness of a solid roof, letting air circulate freely while softening glare. In narrow courtyards, tapestries can extend the perceived height of walls or widen the visual space through horizontal patterning. Cultural references enrich the experience. I recall designing a courtyard in which the client wished to evoke the sensibilities of a Moorish riad. We chose a tapestry with intricate arabesques in cobalt and gold, each curve and flourish drawn from centuries-old tile work. Against whitewashed walls, the effect was transformative. The air itself seemed infused with the scent of orange blossom and the echo of distant fountains. In another project, a coastal home, the walls bore weathered driftwood frames, within which hung tapestries dyed in shades of seafoam and sand. The textiles became an extension of the shoreline itself, forever tied to the rhythm of the waves. Rotation, too, is an art. Changing the tapestry with the season or even the occasion keeps the environment alive. For a summer solstice celebration, a cascade of sunflower yellows and coral reds can energize the space. For a quiet autumn afternoon, a subdued palette of moss, walnut, and ochre invites contemplation. The act of replacing the tapestry becomes a ritual, a way of tuning the space to the moment in time. There is a deeper truth here. Outdoor design is not static architecture. It is a conversation between built form and the living world. A wall tapestry is one of the few elements that can adapt swiftly to that conversation, shifting its tone without structural upheaval. In this adaptability lies its true architectural power, bridging the gap between permanence and change, between the solidity of walls and the fleeting beauty of light upon fabric. In every great outdoor space, there is a point where design transcends mere arrangement and becomes narrative. It is the moment when each element, plant, stone, wood, and textile, aligns to tell a story. And within this story, the outdoor tapestry plays a role as both backdrop and character. It frames the scene, yet it also participates in it. It holds the memory of the day's light, the whispers of the wind, and the shadows of passing leaves. When I approach a wall intended for tapestry, I do not see emptiness. I see potential for transformation that respects both the site and the soul of the dwelling it serves. The first question is always purpose. Is this wall to be a focal point, drawing the gaze and anchoring the entire composition? Or is it to be a quiet support, lending harmony without demanding attention? This distinction shapes every choice thereafter. A focal tapestry can carry boldness. It can be rich in pattern, generous in scale, perhaps even spanning multiple panels for a sense of grandeur. Imagine an outdoor dining terrace where an entire wall is cloaked in a tapestry of deep sapphire and burnished gold, its motifs echoing the geometry of the home's windows. The result is regal, confident, impossible to ignore. By contrast, a supporting tapestry may lean into restraint. Soft neutrals, understated weaves, a texture that rewards those who come close without shouting to those at a distance. Integration with surrounding elements is crucial. A tapestry should never feel pasted on. It should feel inevitable, as though the wall was always meant to wear it. This is achieved by echoing colours found in the plantings, repeating forms seen in furniture, or aligning edges with architectural lines. When all these relationships align, the tapestry becomes part of the architectural DNA. The sensory dimension is equally important. Design is often spoken of in visual terms, but an outdoor tapestry appeals to more than the eye. The sound of fabric moving in a breeze is soft, rhythmic, calming. Its motion draws the eye gently, like the sway of tree branches. When a tapestry filters sunlight, it can bathe a corner of the garden in golden warmth or cool shade, shifting the emotional tone of the space. Durability, while often addressed in technical terms, is also part of the storytelling. A well-crafted outdoor tapestry ages gracefully, its fibers softening but not fraying, its colours mellowing without losing their essence. In time, it develops a character that speaks of seasons endured, celebrations hosted, and quiet evenings passed in its company. This patina of experience is what separates a disposable decoration from a true design element. I often advise clients to consider custom work when possible. Collaborating with a textile artist allows for a tapestry that reflects the exact proportions of the wall, the specific microclimate of the garden, and the personal narrative of the homeowner. Perhaps the pattern draws from a family crest, or from the botanical species found just beyond the patio. Such details make the piece irreplaceable, rooted in its place in a way no off-the-shelf item could match. Installation, too, can elevate the effect. A tapestry stretched tightly within a frame has a formal architectural presence, while one hung loosely on a rod speaks of casual elegance. Layering multiple fabrics can create depth, allowing the breeze to reveal glimpses of colour beneath. For nighttime settings, integrated lighting concealed within the mounting can make the tapestry glow as if from within, a luminous painting in the open air. Ultimately, the value of an outdoor tapestry is not measured solely in its beauty or its resilience, but in the way it completes a space. It is the final stroke of the brush, the pause in a piece of music where all that came before settles into meaning. It transforms walls from barriers into participants, from silent enclosures into living, breathing surfaces that engage with the life around them. In my work, I have seen how a single fabric panel can turn a bare patio into a sanctuary, a narrow balcony into a stage for evening conversation, a quiet garden corner into a place where time seems to slow. It is in these transformations that the essence of design reveals itself, not in the objects we place, but in the experiences they enable. An outdoor tapestry is, at its heart, an invitation, an open door to linger, to notice, to feel the texture of the world more deeply. And when the day is done, when the last light fades and the fabric rests in stillness, it remains a silent witness, a keeper of the space's memory. A testament to the belief that even the simplest wall can become a work of art, if we dare to see it not as what it is, but as what it can become.